Hello and thanks for joining us so briefing today. I am Princess Sobra Usman. Our top stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima mourns Borno attack victims. Back President Tinubu's directive on stronger military operations. FCT Minister OK's new C of O for 374 Abuja properties. FCT resident doctors commence 7 days warning strike. You are watching ASO Briefing. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, Free TV channel 507, UHF band on channel 38. And we go ahead with details of all our stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima has expressed deep sorrow over the recent terrorist attack in Daramajal community, Bama local government area of Borno State, where many lives, including those of civilians and soldiers, were lost. In a condolence message on Monday by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communication, Office of the Vice President Stanley Nwokocha, the VP described the incident as a national tragedy, saying the killings had thrown the entire country into mourning. The VP extended his heartfelt condolences to Governor Babagana Zulum, the people of Borno State, and the Nigerian military over the tragic loss of compatriots. These deaths, he said, have left the entire nation in collective grief, but are confident that justice will be served for the bereaved families. The VP assured residents that the federal government, under President Bola Tinubu's leadership, is determined to defeat terrorism. He recalled the President's directive to the armed forces to review current security operations and deploy advanced military hardware and surveillance equipment to strengthen the fight against insurgent groups across the country. VP Shettima also reiterated government's consideration of establishing state police in line with President Tinubu's position that some security challenges require specialized local units with knowledge of terrain and culture to effectively safeguard communities. The VP joined in offering prayers for the repose of the victims' souls and assured the people of Borno of the administration's continued support in restoring peace and stability. The Association of Resident Doctors FCT Capital Territory has commenced a 7-day warning strike. ARDFCT President Dr. George Ebong made the announcement in Abuja, saying the decision followed resolutions reached at the end of his emergency general meeting held on Friday, September 5th. He said the decision is hinged on the attitude of the FCT administration, despite rounds of extensive dialogue in addressing persistent and unresolved issues affecting the association. Some of the issues raised by the association include lack of manpower, the psychological impact of long working hours on doctors, which has resulted in the death of a doctor recently in Port Harcourt, unpaid salaries and unexplained deductions. He stated there has not been any employment since 2011. The resident doctors described the FCT health system as a long-standing systemic failure requiring comprehensive and immediate reform. He stressed that doctors in FCTs are under immense pressure, frequently covering multiple departments, while calling on the federal government to urgently address the rising challenges in the health sector. He warns that continued neglect could cause systemic collapse. Other demands includes the poor working conditions, particularly the emergency and consulting rooms, and cited a case where a nurse was killed by snake bite in the Abaji General Hospital. He said the FCT minister had been notified severally of the issues affecting doctors, but allegedly turned blind eye. He called on the FCT administration to declare state of emergency on the 14 district and general hospitals in FCT, adding that the 7 days warning strike will be uninterrupted. He warned that if after 7 days the issues raised are not resolved, the doctors will embark on an indefinite strike. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, on Sunday gave a note to the issuance of new statutory rights of occupancy, RFO, and certificates of occupancy, CFO, to 374 property owners across 15 streets in Abuja. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has discovered that the owners of the properties have illegally converted the land use of their properties without official approval. The development comes after FCTA discovered that the affected allottees unilaterally converted the designated land use of the properties without official approval, thereby violating the terms and conditions of their existing RFO. In a public notice issued and signed by the FCTA, the administration announced that the erring property owners should pay a penalty fee of 5 million naira each within 30 days effective from Wednesday, 10th September 2025. The notice stated, "This is to notify the general public, particularly allottees, title holders of properties, that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Wike, has approved the review land use purpose clause of properties on the listed streets locations of the Federal Capital Territory. FCC, Ghana Street, Maitama District, Osoma Street, Maitama District, Yakubu Gowon Crescent, Asokoro District, Aminu Kano Crescent, Use 2 District, Adeto Kumbo Ademola Crescent, Use 2 District, Ladoke Akintola Boulevard, Garki 2 District, Gimbia Street, Garki 2 District, Onisha Street, Garki 2 District, Obomosho Street, and in some parts of Garki 1 districts." According to the notice, all affected allottees, holders of the properties who, without approval, converted the land use to their properties on the above-listed streets locations have violated the terms and conditions of grant of the right of occupancy and are hereby given 30 days from Wednesday, 10th September 2025 to pay a penalty fee of 5 million naira. The notice went further that the new exercise aims to correct widespread abuse of land allocation guidelines within the Federal Capital Territory, where properties originally designed for residential or commercial purposes were illegally converted to other use. Recall that August 8, 2025, the Minister inaugurated 2 ad hoc committees with a 2-week mandate to review land use and purpose clauses of properties in Abuja and submit recommendations. The federal government has called on the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, to reconsider its decision to initiate a nationwide strike starting Monday today, September 8, 2025. The dispute centers around the Dangote Group's policy that allegedly restrains its employees from associating unions in the industry. The Minister of Labor and Employment, Mohammed Migari Dingedi, made the call in a statement signed by Head of Information in the Ministry, Patient Onwobi. He also appealed to Nigerian Labour Congress to retract the red alert it issued, which urges affiliate unions to prepare for a nationwide strike in support of the petroleum workers, protesting what they describe as the Dangote Group's anti-worker and anti-union practices. The minister stated that with the ministry's ongoing intervention in the matter, all unions involved should postpone any plans to disrupt the petroleum sector. The union stated that the action was a direct response to Dangote Refinery's alleged effort to bar its compressed natural gas tanker drivers from affiliating with labor unions. But the Petroleum Tanker Drivers and the Direct Trucking Company Drivers Association have declared their refusal to participate in the planned strike organized by NUPENG. But despite opposition, the Direct Trucking Company Drivers Association, NUPENG and Sunday reaffirmed its commitment to proceed with the planned industrial action. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Femi Falana has backed NUPENG's proposed strike, asserting that the Dangote's group policy violated Section 40 of the Nigerian Constitution, Section 12 of the Trade Union Act, and Article 10 of the African Charter on Human and Property Rights, Ratification and Enforcement. He added that the policy breached several international agreements Nigeria has ratified, including the Freedom of Association and Protection of the Right to Organize Convention, the Right to Organize and Collective Bargaining Convention, the International Labour Organization, as well as the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The House of Representatives has restated its commitment to strengthening the capacity of local government councils to enact effective bylaws that drive grassroots development. Chairman House Committee on Delegated Legislation, Mr. Richard Bamishile, made a commitment during the opening of a national retreat at the National Assembly. He said the session will, among other areas, focus on strategies to empower local governments to create impactful bylaws tailored to the unique needs of their communities as an essential tool for promoting accountability, strengthening local governance, and improving the quality of life for citizens. In his remarks, President of Algon, Bello Lawal, described the workshop as a unique opportunity to give local governments, being the tier closest to the